Boulder, Colorado, are you out there? I know you are. The Nebraska Corn Nuggets got absolutely dunked on tonight. The game was absolutely electric. Boulder, we are going to be partying tonight. Some of you may drink. Some of you may smoke. Some of you live a healthy lifestyle. Well, guess what? Break out the good stuff. Get out the Cubans or roll one up. If you go to Whole Foods, get you some kale if you're into a healthy lifestyle. Whatever you want to be happy tonight, go grab you a Vice, throw it in the air, and let's roll. Make no mistake, these Colorado Buffaloes are winning the war. And not just talking about winning the war against Nebraska. It's not just the game against Nebraska that matters. They're winning the war against Alabama. They're winning the war against Georgia. They're winning the war against Ohio State. They're winning the war because they're in the war. They're competing against these teams for recruits and for media attention. And they're going to be coming out on top. When the ratings come out Monday, tell me which games you think have the most views. Colorado TCU was number 2 last week, and it was only beat out by a top 10 matchup that was the only game on TV on Sunday night. They're getting talked about the most in the media. They're getting talked about the most everywhere in recruiting circles. And they've already shattered all expectations. Maybe not expectations for you and expectations for me, but for the expectations that the media had, for the expectations that others had out there, they're crushing all of it. They've proven so many people wrong already. Coming up, I'm going to run you through my key takeaways, a drive-by-drive summary, and then we're going to get to some closing thoughts. So stick with me. You do not want to miss any of this. I know you're still hyped up from that game. I'm still hyped up from last week's game. But we're going to go through it. Offense, again, electric. They were moving at a rapid pace. A little bit of a slow start. But this offense, when it gets clicking, after those halftime adjustments, they were on another level. Massive shout out to the way this offense moved, ran, was unstoppable. Once they got it clicking, little bit of a slow start, I know. Took a while to get on the board. But once they got it rolling, there was no stopping it. This team moves as quickly as it wants to, and it is reminiscent of that 2014 Marcus Mariota Oregon offense. It really is. And credit Nebraska. They did a good job early in this game of giving Colorado a new look, giving them something they had not seen before. But it wasn't enough. It was not enough for what Colorado was able to put out and what they were able to do. Before I get to my next key takeaway, I do want to ask you a quick favor. If you are loving the way that this offense is looking and loving the way that Colorado and Coach Prime are moving to start this year, will you just take a quick moment and hit that subscribe button down below? We appreciate the love and support on this channel so much. This Colorado team has been a blast. We've been doing this for about 6 months, and it has exceeded all of our expectations. We really do appreciate this prime time for college football family. So join us on the ride. All right, next up, let's look at some of the drives. Okay, drive summary. First drive of the game, a big shout out to this defense. This defense was phenomenal. It did take the offense a little bit of time to get going today, and I thought that was indicative of a couple of things. Big shout out again to Nebraska for trying something different. The Buffs did counter at halftime, so that was massive, but I thought Nebraska came out and played defense well. Colorado kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple of times. They took a couple steps backwards to then take a step forward. First drive of the game, Nebraska fumbles the ball after getting into Colorado territory. Obviously, Buffs get on that, get the ball back. Next drive for Colorado. Again, kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple of times. 2nd and 24, they got it in 2 plays. Good job being composed. Love the way Shedeur looked there. But then, had a 4th and 5 penalty by Nebraska, extends the drive. But at the end of the day, that drive stalls due to some mistakes that Colorado made. Nebraska then goes 3 and out, and another Colorado drive stalls. Punt down to the 7, really good stop there. And again, back and forth defensive game. Second quarter starts, Nebraska has to punt. Not a very good punt, good field position for the Buffs. And at the early part of the game, we couldn't handle Nebraska's pressure. Sanders sacked a couple of times. Defensive pressure was really, really good by Nebraska. But we did push another punt down inside the 10. Sims drove a little bit here. Huge rush on this drive to push the ball out past the 30. Sims had a nice throw and catch on the sideline. One of the better plays that Nebraska had today. Nice drive going for Nebraska at this point, but I don't know if it's crowd noise. I don't know what the situation is, but they were not able to capitalize. They were not able to move the ball enough. They had a snap on the guy in motion, and then they ended up clanking the field goal off of the post. Another couple of drives later, Sims fumbles the ball down in Colorado territory, or where Colorado would be in offensive territory. 3 plays, we still couldn't get the offense going, but we did get on the board. We did get the 3 points there. Field goal's good. Colorado's up 3-0. Huge hit by Dominic on the next drive to force a third down on Nebraska's very next drive, and then an interception is thrown by Sims. Sims did not look good here in the second quarter. Colorado scores immediately. Sanders finds a wide open Tavares Dawson for a touchdown, 10-0, and they lead at home, and it's starting to feel a lot better. A sack of Sims on the very next drive on 3rd and 17. They're not able, forces a 3rd and 17. Then they're not able to convert. They have to punt it. Huge play by Hunter to get a first down on a pass from Sanders. Just an absolutely impressive move that he made, a juke back and forth to get them down inside of Nebraska territory. Weaver takes a tunnel screen down to the 27, and then a first down to Horn, a field goal with a second left. It's 13-0 at halftime. Feely was good. Feely was really good. He's been good the last 2 weeks. A good Colorado drive stalls. You had a turnover on downs. I didn't love the 4th down play on the 4th and 3. You had a long Sims rush on the next drive that was good for a touchdown. It was 13-7. And you kind of thought like, okay, well, here's your chance. You're going to have to answer here. You got some stuff to do. You're going to have to you're going to have to keep it going. Nebraska finally looked good. Nebraska was finally able to get the ball in the end zone. 3rd and 10, a big Nebraska blitz. Sanders throws it up to Weaver for a huge game. Gets down to Nebraska's 22. Edwards, my man had a good game, but he did drop a big play here in the end zone, and you kind of wondered, man, like, oh, is this it? What's going to happen? Sanders does a great job. Rolling left, finds Weaver in the end zone. It's 20-7. Phenomenal answer. Obviously, that they'd never get back above that. I think that, you kind of realize that was the end of it. That was where they probably weren't going to catch you. Dominic gets a sack to start the next Nebraska drive. Sims has a nice pass on 3rd down, but it's incomplete. Forces a 4th and 16. They had to punt. This was the Dylan Edwards drive. He made up for his last mistakes, caught a tipped pass that may have been intercepted if not, and then got a huge run inside of Colorado territory. Weaver had a big catch. Sanders is sacked on 3rd and 1, but a field goal goes through. It's 23-7, and the 4th quarter is on. You're thinking, hey, just don't do anything dumb. Just go get it. First play of the 4th quarter, Nebraska fumbles. Colorado gets the ball back immediately. There was an unnecessary roughness when a Nebraska player hit a Colorado player late. You got to keep composed. You got to stay composed there, but, he was defending his guy. I kind of get it. Overcame that with a nice pass to Jimmy Horn Jr. Jimmy Horn Jr. was really, really good on this drive. Dawson in around finishes that drive at 29-7. You missed the 2-point conversion. Turnover by Nebraska in garbage time. Shedeur Sanders runs into the end zone for the next score, make it 36-7, and then Nebraska scores a touchdown with a second left to end up making it a final score of 36-14. Crowd rushes the field. It was phenomenal. It was a ton of fun. I had a lot of fun watching this game. I thought it went about like we thought it would. We said that we might start slow, but by the end of this game, Shedeur Sanders wouldn't be in. I thought he'd be out for the whole 4th quarter, but he didn't even play the last drive. He wasn't even in. And so this game went down about like we thought it would. I think that you knew that Nebraska was going to come out with some kind of gimmick, some kind of defensive masterpiece that they really did put in to hold this offense back in the first half. But Colorado's offense was just too much. What a job adjusting. What a job, countering what Nebraska was able to do. First half just didn't look amazing by Colorado's offense. Took some time. But once they were able to make those first half adjustments, they were really able to go out and just blow Nebraska out. I saw on the broadcast biggest margin of victory at Colorado since 2001. Just phenomenal today. Coach Prime did a great job of keeping his guys invested and still working. This was tough, man. Last week you came out and you were scoring on every single drive. And this week was a lot more difficult. It took you time to get going. It would have been very easy to just shut it down and hang your heads and say, man, I guess last week was a fluke. But they knew it wasn't. They had to stay with it. They got the halftime adjustments that they needed. They did the things that good teams do, and they found a way to win. They didn't just find a way to win. They blew Nebraska out. Colorado is 2-0 for the very first time in a while. Huge, huge win. And no one expected it. People were saying maybe they could upset one of these two teams. Maybe they could find a way. Nobody expected 2-0. We told you what was going to happen. We've predicted correctly 2 weeks in a row. And so if you've missed those, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss next time. But we told you how this would go down. We told you what Colorado would look like. And now you got the rivalry game next week against Colorado State, and we're going to have a lot of fun previewing that one, talking about that one. Did you make money on Prize Picks? I told you the over on Shador's passing would be there. Hopefully you're on the Prize Picks app. If you're not, use our code BUFFS, BUFFS. Make some money with me next week when this game goes down again. We picked Shador's passing. We also paired that with Dak, the over, because it's a freebie. It's over more or less a half a yard. We paired that. We're making some money. As long as Dak throws 1 yard tomorrow when the Cowboys are on, we're making money, boys. So go check it out. Prize Picks app. Use our code BUFFS, BUFFS. You get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Go make some money with us. We'll tell you about them all throughout the year. Listen, our big ask, if you're enjoying this, if you're enjoying this season, if you're enjoying what Coach Prime is putting together, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be covering it all year. There's going to be some fun stuff coming down the stretch here with this Colorado team. 36-14. Final score. Fans rush the field. They're enjoying it. I know y'all are enjoying it. Let me know down below how you guys are enjoying this. Hey, we've got some fun stuff coming for you. Very good video coming tomorrow morning where we're going to go more in depth on something you guys are going to love to hear about. So do not miss it. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. I'm hyped up. I got a little more breath than last week because it wasn't so drama down at the end. Last week had me out of breath, but I enjoyed watching this with you guys. I enjoyed covering this team for you guys. Hit that subscribe button. We will talk to you soon. Thank you, as always, for watching the prime time for college football.